Yeah.
We got to talk about what's going on, though, with our weather because, look, I don't think it's going to be a big, eventful weather weekend. I think you're going to be just fine out there. Some clouds, you bet, but I think you're doing okay. We look ahead, all right? That's really what you're tuning in for. We want to find out what's brewing out there. And right now, that looks pretty good. You know the improvement that you see there? Some of those clouds are pushing out, and that's going to allow the temperatures to drop down. So maybe, as we talked about earlier, maybe a little bit of frost out there, south of New York City, even a little bit north up around Orange County into Putnam County. Currently, partly cloudy skies, 58 degrees right now, and the winds, basically for anybody, about maybe 10 to 15 miles per hour. 59, the high temp should be 62. Can we say goodbye to the 60s? Well, you know what? We were 60 yesterday, and we are going down, and of course, we're pushing deeper and deeper into the season, right? Don't let your guard down on 60 degrees. Think about this. 10 years ago, KJ, do you remember this one? We were 66 degrees on Christmas Day.
I remember.
Right? It was crazy. Christmas Eve, you were 72. That was 2015. What we see, guys, temperatures are dropping, but I think you may see some 60s come back before we're done. How about rainfall? Well, there's been some rain north of the area today. We had a couple of those little raindrops in some of our northern suburbs. Not much of a 10% risk, but that's going to really push up to the north. So I just don't see rain for the weekend. What about this storm for next week? Well, you look at this picture. This is Sunday now, 5:30 in the evening. This system here around Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, let's watch how this plays out. Is that for us? Well, it's pushing to the east. Look at that. Now it's merged with a little bit of a coastal system. But you know something? That's not our storm. That's going to go pushing its way offshore. We're watching this secondary low. Now, that's a landlocked storm, right? I always look at those like kind of moisture starved, but this will push to the Virginia coastline, grab some added moisture, and you betcha. This is the European model. They say it climbs right at the shoreline. This is Thursday around lunchtime, putting some bouts of, heavy rain, even those winds coming in off the water. I mean, you got to put the whole kit and caboodle together if you get a coastal storm where you could have some coastal flooding out there. We're going to watch it because not all models agree with the European. GFS keeps it offshore. There's your picture for lunchtime on Thursday. The good news to share, so many of the models are in agreement. You get to Friday, this is 11 a.m., and you get to trick-or-treat time. It's just out of the area. The amount of rainfall, the European is suggesting could be like an inch and a half in some areas. Wherever you see that bright red, granted, that's up around Newport, Rhode Island, but that's showing the potential of, 3+ inches of rain, so it would be a soaker out there. We have a first alert issued now for Thursday, not for Friday. Friday's Halloween, for the potential, and this can change, and we saw how it changed already today. Yesterday, we were saying, hey, Thursday, Friday, now Friday's clear. Or looking better, at least. It could change again. But moderate to heavy rain, some gusty winds, maybe some coastal flooding. And there's our hurricane, all right? Just look at this. We're now starting to get a cone. Looking at, it doesn't look like that round ball I was showing you, and it moves over Jamaica as a Cat 4 approaches the shoreline and then moving over, probably as a 3, exiting as a 2, and now it looks like it does want to go over the Bahamas and then out to sea. So it doesn't look to be our storm. I'll show you how we see everything coming together here. All right, 58 and 56 for your weekend days with a sun and cloud mix. 50s we set across the board. Thursday now looks to be the toughest day with some bouts of heavy rain at 59. You got to rule in. You got to consider that there could also be some strong winds out there, but still so far away, and changes take place every single day, at least every 12 hours. We're going to get new data in here, and I'll be the first to share it with you. I'm thrilled to come out here today and tell you, hey, we were worried yesterday about Halloween. I'm not as worried today.
Yeah, it's always good news. Thanks, Lonnie.
Okay.